everybody. It might be noon, it might be evening, it might be, I don't know when it is and you're watching this, but we're so lucky to have Zoomer Times TV that you can watch it anytime. I'm Anita Finley, your host for Zoomer Times, and of course it's all brought to you by Boomer Times Magazine. And we have our special guest who you certainly got to know pretty well, and her name is Roberta Hladek, and she is I would say she's really the owner of the AIM program, and she's the I will call a manipulator, the engineer of the AIM program who knows how to make a difference in your life, and you don't even have to be there. You only have to send your photo in. So be sure to go to aim.com and you'll know all about it. Welcome to our show, Roberta.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Right. And so you're a computer guru. Were you always a guru, or is this something that fell upon you?
Well, I don't know if I've been a computer guru, but I've always been in the natural healing and those kind of arts, so to speak. So the computer was just kind of an added feature that I had to kind of learn, because I wouldn't call myself very technically savvy, but I do use a computer for the AIM program, and that's what my job is to investigate and to reveal any new frequencies that we can to add to the AIM program.
So take us back 25 years when we didn't have the computer to do this. What were we doing?
Well, when we didn't have the computer, we were doing, we had a form of the computer, which was our testing module. And we were able to do that, but then we would use bottled tinctures, homeopathic remedies, and we would infuse them with certain frequencies, whatever it is that you had. So say you came into the office and we checked and we found that you were balancing frequencies 1, 2, 3, and 4. We would then put them in a tincture, kind of like this.
Huh.
What you would do is shake it up and put the tincture. This one doesn't have an eyedropper, it's a spray bottle, but it would have an eyedropper, and you would drop so many drops under your tongue, hold it for 30 seconds, and then swallow. And you had to do that a half hour between foods, half hour after brushing your teeth, or that kind of thing, because mint will neutralize the frequency in the bottle. And it was an alcohol and water concoction, so to speak, or solution that we would balance the frequencies. And so it was really, you had to be careful traveling. If you went through an X-ray or metal detector, would wipe it out. You had to keep it out of the sun, but it didn't have to be refrigerated. But so it made things, especially after 9/11, when they really got strict at the airports, and checked your baggage and things like that, it got harder and harder to get those remedies through the metal detectors and that kind of thing, because you wanted to take them around it. And the airport people weren't all real savvy to all this, so they didn't really know what it was. And so there was sometimes a letter we would have to print up for some of our participants or patients that traveled a lot, and they have to show this letter and then their bottle so that it didn't go through the metal detector at the airport.
But there were no pictures involved at all. The people, it was all personal.
You had to come into the office at a regular private practice, and people came into the office. And we switched over to what we call the AIM program, which is what we call the all-inclusive method, which is AIM, that we transmit the frequencies. So now you don't have to worry about these bottles going through the X-ray machine or any of that. And it made it a lot easier for a lot of our participants that traveled a lot, because it was like a godsend. They didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to remember that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you took bottle A. On Tuesday, Thursday, and you took bottle B. And on Sunday, you had a free day. It was all this stuff. People would have to make charts. So it was kind of a pain in the neck. And so now everything is just transmitted. And our higher self, which is within us, we know what's right and what's wrong with our bodies. And so it picks and chooses the frequencies we need. So we no longer need bottles, which is nice. And you no longer.
Okay. That was a great explanation. I never heard as many times as I've been on with you, and I never heard this. That's really wonderful. So yeah, that was so you were really on the cutting edge even before computers with this.
Yeah, we really were. It was kind of a different way of doing things, and a lot of people understood it. A lot of people it resonated. Like for myself, it just seemed normal. It didn't seem odd to me. But to some people, it was, just getting the bottles was weird. So then when we switched over to the AIM program, some people that just kind of really put them on overload. So it took a lot of explaining and trying to show them how it worked. And basically the way you show someone how it works is when they're on the program and they feel different without having to take a remedy. And that's the beauty of the AIM program. You don't have to come into the office because we are in Las Vegas. You don't have to travel here.
Right.
It's less costly on that end, but also it's far more superior in the way it works, and it's more powerful than it was before. So that's a good thing too. We get over things faster, it seems like, with the AIM program than we did before.
And I just have to tell everybody that, of course, this is Roberta Hladek, and I'm Anita Finley, and I have been on the AIM program for, I want to say 10 years. It could be longer. I don't know, but people want to know why I never get sick and why I don't have any problems like this. And I say, well, I can attribute it to one of the things is the AIM program. And so we know, and Roberta does find people who they do get on it and they are able to, we don't want to call it cure, but as she said, there's something there. Your energy now is emphasized, and you are part of this energetic matrix, right?
Evident, yes, that's absolutely true. And we have frequencies, all a combination of frequencies. So when our frequency matrix in a kind of like an aura, a lot of people can connect to an aura. They go, okay, I know what an aura looks like.
Right.
All the different colors, but it's just a maze of molecules, basically. And so when we think about it that way, then that's our matrix. And our matrix, if it's out of sync with the universe, I guess you could say, then we aren't feeling at our optimum. And the purpose of the AIM program is to help us feel at our optimum and to be using our body the way it should be, and to be not having to push ourselves, but to go through life with a little bit more ease. With the AIM program, it doesn't mean we'll never have a bad day or we'll never catch a cold or flu or whatever, but it's how long are you down with it? With the AIM program, when we balance ourselves, our life force, which is our inner workings, wanting our inner strength, I guess you could say, to overcome adversities. Every time we clear out hereditary imbalances or any other negative frequencies that we have in us, we raise that. And so our optimum is 100. And so if we're using 100 to get over everyday life as opposed to a 0.002, we have a lot more power and we can get through life with a little bit more ease, meaning that instead of reacting, we can reason. And it also increases our consciousness. And when we're more conscious, we make better choices. Other opportunities come to us that we never dreamed would come to us, like, maybe a new job, maybe a new partner, maybe the house you've always dreamed of just all of a sudden pops up and you can afford it and everything just falls into place and sync. Those kind of things, that is what we're talking about. And that's the beauty of the AIM program, is it helps us to overcome those adversities and to use our bodies the way they should be. We also have on the program not just the regular frequencies, but we have what we call enhancing frequencies. And we have anti-aging frequencies. And I know for myself, when I thought of anti-aging, I thought of gray hair, I thought of wrinkles, I thought of all the superficial things, right? But what the anti-aging does and the way it works for AIM is our inner workings in our body. How are our muscles, our joints, our organs, how are they working? At what age are they working at? So we could live to 100, but if you live to 100 and you're not able to do much but sit in a chair, that's not living life.
No.
We want to live our full potential. So we can do that the best way we can. AIM program is a tool that you can have in your self-care toolbox that will help your body to do this. And it also does help on the outside too, because I've seen friends of mine that are my age, and I see them and I go, gosh, they look kind of old compared. Is it just me? Do I just think I look younger, or is that really true? And then someone will say, gosh, you look great. What are you doing? Did you get this? Do that? No, I didn't do any of that stuff. Don't believe in it. I just do what I do for a living. So.
Well, I asked Roberta to go to her computer and maybe we can see something. I don't know if it's going to work, but take us through it, because that's where all this happens.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see, but if I were to just be, and I'm using this electrode that I have to hold on, it's a ground. And what this does is it uses my energy. And then I have this plate here, if you can see that. And this is connected to the computer, which is connected to this. So what that plate does is I can put a photograph on that plate. For instance, I know my animals won't care if I use them. So
right.
One of my cats. And if I put a cat on there and I want to check them, I'm going to use what we call the lymphatic meridian, which is on my thumb. And use my energy, and if you can see, the cat is on here, and I'm going to check my cat against the computer, and we do what we call a binary search. So I'm going to check from row to row to see if what's wrong with him today. And he seems to be maybe balancing one thing, and you can kind of hear the computer when it goes, that is a positive versus that's a negative. So you kind of hear the noise. It kind of goes all the way to the top, or it goes part way down. So when it goes part way down, I know that there's something that I need to investigate there to see what is going on with my little cat. He's not that little. He's kind of big, but.
And you have his picture in your hand. That's what you're using.
I have his picture. I don't know if you can see it right here on the table. And so I'm going to be checking to see what's going on with Herbie. And then when I do find the frequency, right now it's just going to give me information basically, because everything that he appears to be balancing today is on the program. So I don't have to worry about investigating what it is that he's balancing, what is going on in him that isn't in the AIM database. So that's pretty much what I do on every person that I check, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer depending on what it is that I'm dealing with on that day. So like when I check my my participants for their 11 months, because we do a beginning check on someone coming on AIM. Then we do a 5-month check, which is about 5 months after they've come on the program. And I'm basically doing that because I want to make sure that they are accepting the frequencies that are coming to them. They're okay with the AIM program. A lot of times, not a lot of times, but maybe a 1% maybe. And it seems rarer than it used to be. But sometimes it'll be a husband or a wife, or maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. One of them comes on and they're not really sure they want to do this, but their other half wants them to go on the program. So they're doing it basically for them. And they may have questions. So a lot of times if I find that they're not moving up in their life force, it's not moving up, then we'll give them a call or have the facilitator contact them, and we'll say, do you have any questions about the program? And that's when you're able to ask, that person will feel comfortable enough to ask the facilitator a question when they don't have their other half sitting there, judging them or whatever. They'll say, yeah, I don't really understand this. I'm afraid. I don't, whatever it is. I have this and I didn't want her to know, or I had that and I didn't want him to know. And then those things. And so then the facilitator can chat with them and make them more at ease. And you would be surprised that the next time I check them, their life force just shoots the moon. It's just, they're comfortable and they've asked their questions, but sometimes they're afraid to ask them in front of the other half that wants them on, because they feel stupid, or they don't want to feel like, just uncomfortable with the situation. So sometimes that's what we encounter. But then when I do 11-month check, I want to check and make sure that you have reached 100 or you're getting nearer to that. And then I'll let them know what it is that they're balancing. And we put all those new frequencies in our newsletter that goes out every week. So you could look in the newsletter and say, gosh, she added 4683 this week, or 4663, or whatever the number would be. And my emotion is withdrawal. And you'll go, gosh, yeah, I haven't really wanted to go out. I wanted to just stay home, just work and come home. At work, I don't want to interact with anybody. I feel uncomfortable. There you go. Because everything that we're feeling has an emotion. You get a cold or a bug or whatever, you're going to feel it emotionally first. You may not recognize it at the time, but if you look back, caught your cold a couple of days ago, you might have said, gosh, like for myself, if I know I'm overwhelmed by the littlest tasks. I do this stuff every day. And all of a sudden now I'm overwhelmed with everything I have to do. So then I know that something's amiss. I'm a little off. So then I know, okay, I need to get some extra sleep, maybe, take vitamins, whatever it takes for me to get whatever it is that you do in your self-care toolkit, what you do to help yourself when you feel like you might be catching something. Down syndrome and our autistic scholarship programs, and those are free to the participant. And we also offer, if at the same time one brings on the Downs or autistic participant, if the parent or guardian wants to come on the program, we give them 50% off. Come on the program, because we'd like them to understand what their participant is going through, because sometimes the Down syndrome and the autistic folks aren't able to express what they're feeling. They may be angry, they might be sad, but they don't tell you, gosh, I have a headache, or I just don't feel right, or I'm sad. You don't really know. So if they're on the program with them, sometimes it helps to understand what they're feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what's the year that this started, really? I forget now.
Which the program?
Yeah, the AIM program.
1999.
So it's been going on 20 years. And of course, whatever led up to it, though, this didn't pop out of nowhere, as you were saying. And I'm glad you explained that.
No,
because that was very important.
Yeah, I met Stephen in 1987. And when I met him, he was working with the computer and homeopathic remedies long before that. So we've been around for quite a while. We didn't just hatch out of an egg.
Right, no,
So
we didn't do
we
that.
are.
And I think it's also important to talk about all over the country that you have facilitators who work with you. So if someone wants information, they don't have to fly out to Las Vegas. That's a very important point about this, because I love Colleen Haney, who is down here, who does your work. So why don't you share how that works?
Well, if you're interested in finding out more about our program, you can go to our website, which is aimprogram.com, or you can give us a call here in the office. and we can send you to a facilitator, give you a number, or have a facilitator contact you. And they are the liaison between you and us, and they disseminate the information. They're all on the program. They've been on the program for years and years and years. So they're all very versed in everything that goes on while you're on the program. They can explain and tell you just about anything. They've been through it all. So
Yep.
they can explain to you, they can answer your questions. We can send out an information pack to you. It's always good to go to the website and to check it out. We have videos on there of us testing and all sorts of good information that you can see from there too. You can also, if you want to go on the program, just want to go on, you can put in your application on the website as well. You can download it and send it directly to us, and we can have a facilitator assigned to you.
And remember, it's aimprogram.com. That's how you get on the website, AIM program. And if you want to make a call, should we use the 702-944-1801? Is that?
That's perfect. Perfect.
Okay. You do that again. This is the number. If you want to talk to someone, you might even be lucky enough to talk to Roberta. Of course, she has a lot of other people, but she's so smart. It's 702-944-1801. They're located in Las Vegas, but as we just said, I have someone here in Boca Raton that I talk with, and they're located all over the country. And we have about 2 minutes left. I think it was very good that you kind of showed some of the stuff on the computer, because people don't really understand that. But I know that listen, people will die. And it's not that you get on this program, you don't die, because even Stephen died. But while you're here, you'll have a much higher energy and I think a better life. Isn't that the way you would say that?
I think so. And we all want to live our life to our potential. And it's done an amazing job on myself, I will say. And I noticed that even my staff, I can kind of see changes in them. And it's just been incredible to watch them, to see them growing. And they're so at ease with talking about the program too. When they first start, they're not so much, but they've all been with me for a long time now. And our facilitators, they're second to none. They are amazing.
And before you leave, I have to say that Jack has been on this program. And Jack, I got him from the rescue with congestive heart failure. He is really doing very well. Doesn't mean like for the next 5 years he may, but we're giving him everything he can, and he's doing great.
Aww.
And I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Yeah, and take care of yourself. We'll talk to you next month, and stay masked.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Roberta.
Bye.